little bit of fruity mango oatmeal. Oatmeal on the bottom is hot. The mango and berries on top are frozen. I have a little bit of freshly ground flaxseed right there. A little bit of blackstrap molasses on mine. Babe, I didn't put any molasses on yours. And a tiny splash of almond milk and a banana. And this will actually not be breakfast because it's technically not even breakfast time anymore, and I didn't eat breakfast today because Miss Petunia has pancreatitis. So she is sick, and that is what took up my morning, and I didn't end up eating properly. So I'm getting around to my breakfast, closer to lunchtime though, so we'll see how the rest of the day goes. And speaking of ground flax seeds on oatmeal, I have been getting a ton of questions about the omega-3 supplement that I take, so I thought instead of answering that question 63,000 times in the comments, I would just go ahead and do a dedicated video about it. So when people say omega-3s, what they're pretty much talking about is a type of long-chain fatty acid. Specifically, usually it's DHA and EPA. So DHA and EPA are the forms of omega-3s that are found in the bodies of animals and in certain types of marine algae. The most famous source of EPA and DHA is fish. Now, of course, I and many other people choose not to eat animals, and that includes fish. So what do we do for our omega-3s? There is a form of omega-3 that is plant-based. It's called ALA. However, ALA is a precursor fatty acid to EPA and DHA. So when we eat ALA from ALA-rich foods like flax seeds or hemp seeds or walnuts, our bodies go through a process called desaturation, whereby it converts the ALA into EPA and then later DHA. However, that process of desaturation of ALA into EPA and DHA is not always the most efficient. There are also a lot of really common lifestyle habits that can get in the way of that conversion process. Things like consuming alcohol, having caffeinated beverages every day, eating a lot of omega-6 rich foods. Those are commonly found in things like oils, especially the oils that are used in processed foods. Now, generally speaking, women who are in their childbearing years, especially if they have a generous waist to hip ratio, so if they're nice and voluptuous, they're usually pretty good at converting ALA into EPA and DHA. However, because there are so many lifestyle factors that can get in the way, and because EPA and DHA are so important to our long-term health, and because deficiencies in these essential fatty acids can become problematic over time, and by the time symptoms express, it can become a really big issue that needs to be dealt with, and the effectiveness of being able to deal with it once it's an issue is questionable. So, like, long story short, I don't want to ramble too much. This is a time where it can be really wise to decide to supplement. When I made my previous pretty darn detailed video on omega-3s, I was not supplementing at the time. However, doing the research for that video and some research that I did after that video, I came to the conclusion that I would rather be better safe than sorry, and I would like to start supplementing. And so I did. And I decided to take Dr. Greger's recommendation and start with about 250 milligrams of DHA per day. I do also like to take a supplement that contains EPA as well, just because it is such an important fatty acid and I want to make sure that my body is getting enough of it. So about a year and a half or 2 years ago, I started taking Nordic Naturals Algae Omegas. I really like Nordic Naturals as a company. I feel like they're really transparent about the ways that they process. They're really wise about the ways that they process so that rancidification doesn't take place. And the beautiful thing about taking an algae-based omega supplement is that it's marine algae, but it is grown in tanks under really controlled conditions, so you don't have the possibility of environmental contamination like you do from fish. With most fish omega-3s, you have issues with heavy metal contamination, though some of that can be filtered out, but you have bigger issues, I think, with contamination contamination with PCBs and dioxins, which are potent hormone disruptors, and we have no way to filter those out of the fish oils that we take. So I think that algae-based omega supplementation is smart for everyone, not just vegans or people who are plant-based, because you avoid that possible contamination with hormone disrupting chemicals. So I was taking the Nordic Naturals Algae Omega for about a year, and then it just randomly totally went out of stock and I couldn't find it anywhere. So I went back on the hunt for another algae-based omega-3 supplement that had DHA and EPA in it, and I tell you what, it was not hard to find, but it's hard to find an affordable brand. So I tried a brand called Nested, and it seemed decent, you know, like it got the job done. Though this is a smaller company that doesn't have the kind of track record of Nordic Naturals, it seemed to work just fine. And then, of course, once I tried out that brand, Nordic Naturals has now come back into stock, so it's your choice which one you want to choose. However, some of you amazing viewers have mentioned when I've talked about Nordic Naturals, algae omegas, or other capsule-based omega supplements in general, is that most of them contain carrageenan, which is a thickener derived from seaweed, and though it's probably totally safe in small amounts, there has been some research to suggest that it may be an irritant for people with inflammatory bowel diseases, and so now there's lots of suspicion about whether or not it's actually good for gut health and how much can we eat without it being a problem, and oh my god, I'm gonna freak out and die. So just to be clear, I'm not stressed about the carrageenan. However, I did stumble upon this product at my local health food store a little while ago, and I decided to try it out. It is a liquid algae-based omega-3 supplement. This is the extra strength version, so it has 1,000 milligrams of EPA and DHA per teaspoon. That breakdown is 400 milligrams of EPA and 600 milligrams of DHA. So because this is the extra strength version, I take about half the recommended serving size. Recommended serving size is 1 teaspoon, so I take about half a teaspoon. So that means that there will be 80 servings for me inside of this bottle. And this is about $30 on Amazon. It was $24.99 at the health food store because it was on sale. And this will last Levi and I for about 40 days because we're both taking it on a regular basis. This seems like a great option as far as I'm concerned. I'm enjoying taking it. It's not gross tasting in the slightest, and it has pretty decent ingredients if I do say so myself. Certainly as good as you're gonna get with a supplement as far as I'm concerned. And one thing that I would like to mention as well is that I've gotten some comments from a few people who have said something like, oh, well, I'm pretty sure that I'm getting enough omega-3s, but I'll just take an omega-3 supplement like once or twice a week just to make sure that I'm getting enough. Now, that logically seems like it makes totally good sense, but unfortunately, one of the things that seriously impedes our conversion of plant-based omega-3s, ALA, into EPA and DHA is the intake of fully formed EPA and DHA. So if we're taking a supplement that contains EPA and DHA omega-3s, that will theoretically impede our conversion of ALA into EPA and DHA, okay? So if you're gonna take a supplement, take it consistently because you will be depending on that supplement to get your omega-3 fatty acids, EPA and DHA, okay? Now, of course, I say that, but I have a human memory, so I probably end up only taking mine like 5 days a week, and that's probably just fine, okay? Okay, so to sum up, taking an algae-based omega-3 supplement can be great for everyone because there are so many natural, normal, kind of unavoidable lifestyle factors and just biological factors that can impede our ability to get enough omega-3s purely from a plant-based or vegan diet. And so supplementing can be great. Find a supplement that works well for you and your lifestyle and is easy enough to remember. So that will about do it for me. I will see you guys the next time I take in sustenance, which, Lord help me, is probably just gonna be an early dinner because I ate breakfast so late and I'm a little bit stressed out worrying about little Petunia berries because she's so sick. Okay, I'll see you soon. Alright, you guys, so Petunia is still pretty darn sick. She can't even keep down water, so I didn't want to focus too much time on making dinner, so I just did something really simple. So get ready for some junk food a la Lily. I am enjoying a little bit of cold brewed hibiscus tea that I made yesterday and just happened to have on hand, so I'm a little relieved to be able to take care of myself, even though my baby is sick. And then I made a very small chopped kale salad. I didn't want to go to the trouble to wash a ton of greens, so it's just like 3 or 4 big leaves of kale, tomato, red onion, and then a splash of apple cider vinegar and about half a tablespoon of sweet chili sauce. Again, that is the brand that I use. And then our main course, do not judge me. It is delicious. Don't knock it until you tried it. It's an entire box of rice noodles. This is the brand. I get the stir-fry rice noodles, so they're a little bit thicker than the other rice noodles. They hold up a little bit more. With some smushed up black beans, probably at least a cup of really well-cooked black beans, my homemade ones. And then I smushed that together with a can of refried pinto beans. And I gotta tell you, it's freaking amazing. This is one of my favorite junk food recipes of all time. And then I have a little bit of nutritional yeast on top. I will tell you right now, it is fantastic with a little sweet chili sauce, because what isn't? But tonight, I'm gonna use some of this, which is a cashew cheese sauce that my very good friend Joey of Moxie Fitness in Hilo let me have from our Plant Luck. And it's like ooey and gooey and spicy and delicious. Focus on the bowl. And it's gonna be really good. I will not let even a tablespoon of this go to waste. And I know you're gonna ask, no, I don't have the recipe for it. But I'm 99% sure that you can just go on Google and search for vegan cashew cheese and you're gonna find an amazing recipe. Should I just tell Levi I ate it all? Okay guys, well on that note, I'm going to get back inside and take care of Petunia while I eat this, and I will let you guys know on Instagram an update for when she recovers. I hope this video has been useful for you guys. I hope you all are being really good about getting the supplements that you need, like B12, omega-3s, and possibly vitamin D3. And on that note, I am losing my train of thought, so I'm gonna go. As always, thank you so much for watching. Make better choices for yourself. No one will do it for you. And take really, really good care. I will see you guys very soon. Bye. Ooh. Oh. Oh, my pecs are glorious. We'll let the helicopter pass. And we'll just pause again to let another helicopter and truck go by. Welcome to life in Hawaii. All damn day with the helicopter tools drives me crazy. And now we'll just pause for the fighter jet. And just a reminder of the United States' belligerent occupation of the sovereign kingdom of Hawaii. Hold on, we're just gonna pause for the motorcycle. And the fighter jet is gonna make another circle. Jesus Christ in a helicopter. It's going around again. This is just gonna be a video of me standing here waiting for aerial craft to go over. Bye taxes I paid.